Hey there, everyone. Thanks again for tuning into Sin's Workshop. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Alright, so today we're going to be talking about Magic Lessons by Alice Hoffman. This is the prequel to Practical Magic. I have not read Practical Magic, the book. I have seen the movie, so I at least know a little bit about the Owen women and, the curse of their family. I do own Practical Magic. I own the whole series now. And my goal is to read them not by publication order, but by chronological order. So in that case, this is the first one. It takes place in 1664. So here we go. 1664. And I just want to read the first line to you because I think the first line is just amazing, first and foremost. She was found on a January day in a field where the junipers grew, wound in a blue blanket with her name carefully stitched along the border with silk thread. Okay, I'm gonna keep going. There was a foot of snow on the ground, but the sun was strong, and whoever had named the child Maria had most assuredly loved her, for the wool of the blanket was a very fine grade, certain to keep her warm, and she'd been well cared for, not lacking for comfort or food. I love this opening sequence, and I love how we have snippets of magic in here. But first I want to talk about that opening line. I think that opening line is incredible, not just because it's a strong opening line, it's the setting, it sets kind of like the pace of the story as well. But in a way, for me, I found it to be lyrical and magical all at once, and I think that carries out throughout the entire novel, because it's not, Magic Lessons is not a fast-paced novel, by any means. It's not supposed to be a fast-paced novel. There are some high-tension moments, but overall, it's a wonderfully paced novel. It's just very steady. It's very much like that first line. Very lyrical, very poetic to me, personally. That's how I found it. That's why I wanted to read it to you. And I hope I was able to capture the poetry of that. I think Hoffman is an incredible writer, just from this one book of hers that I had the pleasure of reading. And I'm kind of mad at myself for not reading Practical Magic series any sooner. I'm half mad at myself, half not mad at myself, because, it's a 4-book series now, and it's just apparently a book of magic. The Book of Magic. The 4th book is the conclusion to it. So I'm just like, yeah, now I can just read the whole thing all together, all at once. That's my thinking. So I'm not so mad at myself. But I think Hoffman is incredible with her storytelling, because not only does she do that, but her snippets of magic are also very lyrical. Let me find. I just had it. Here we go. Tree magic. Holly should be burned to announce the end of winter. Rowan, sacred to witches for protection, for making spindles and spinning wheels. Hazel will lead to water. Willow is sacred magic, transporting the soul. Ash is sacred in healing. The leaves make a tonic for horses. Apple is the key to magic and used for medicine, love, and spells. And there's more like that throughout the story, and I think it's really great. As a practicing Wiccan myself, you're seeing the respect that Hoffman has for, practical magic. It's not fancy, it's not flashy, it's intent, it's words, it's ingredients. That's all it is. It's just putting This is gonna sound kind of hippy dippy, but it is what it is. You're just putting good energy into the world, and it comes back at you. And I think that that's something that carries out throughout this novel. And that's important because whenever they cast the spell, it does come back at them. Especially if they cast curses. Those come back at them threefold, right? I think it's amazing how the story unfolds with that kind of at its core. Because the story is, ultimately, it is about Maria Owen. And it is about the curse. Bad things will befall men or anyone who fall in love with Owen women. And Maria casts that curse out of anger and hatred. And it's a very powerful scene. You definitely understand why she cast that curse. But you're seeing the ramifications of it as well in this throughout the course of this novel. The story is about love, the complexities of love, young love, old love, new love, true love. And you're also seeing the bad sides of love. You're seeing obsessive love. You're seeing the pain that comes with heartbreak. You're seeing the manipulative version of it. You're seeing the harshness of loving someone you're not supposed to love. There are a lot of complexities to the novel itself, and I think that that's very engaging. Love is not just like, oh, I'm in love, it's not all sunshines and rainbows. I think that the course of our life, we probably love or think we love a handful of people. You think that person you're dating in high school is your one true love. I was guilty of that. Let me tell you. Totally not true. My husband, he is my one true love. But, you think you have love, and then you realize maybe you did, but it wasn't true love, and I think that is something that Maria Owens encounters. She encounters young love and she's blinded by it as well. And I love the narrative. I love how we get snippets of other characters' thought process. And, honestly, my biggest pet peeve is when authors give us a snippet of someone's perspective just once in the story, but it doesn't add anything to it. I hate that. It's just like, I don't care about this person. Hoffman does it in a way, again, her writing style is so powerful. She does do that, but it matters, because you're seeing the complexities of what it means to love someone. You're seeing the complexities of what it means to love yourself. You're seeing the complexities of loving power, of above all things, No, not Lord of the Rings. You're seeing how love comes in many different shades throughout these different narratives. Sisterly love, friendship, kindness, wanting, obsession, hatred, revenge, manipulation. You're seeing what comes from love. The good and the bad. You're seeing everything throughout all these tiny little snippets of other characters, which I think is really powerful, because it gives the story more dimension, I think. And they are written in that way that is lyrical, for me, poetic. And I think it was just, even the characters that I couldn't stand, I wasn't put off by understanding their mindset, because at least you're understanding their mindset. You're understanding where they're coming from. Doesn't make their actions okay. Oh, no, not at all, but you're at least understanding their motivation behind their actions, you know. And it gives the plot a really nice, well-rounded aspect to it. It's giving the story a lot of vitality, a lot to work with, a lot of ways to just showcase, as I said, love. Especially when you're going between Maria and Faith, her daughter. These two women grow up very differently. They experience the heartache of love in very different ways. And it changes both of them, especially because Faith experiences it at such a young age that it really does harden who she is at 11 years old. And you gotta think, my God, poor girl. So that's why she turns to left-handed magic. And then you're seeing Maria, who experiences the pain at a much older age. So she understands more the ramifications of doing left-handed magic, which is why she doesn't do it. She's just like, no, I'm not going to. She has to keep reminding herself of the rules of magic. If you put bad into the world, you're going to get it back, you know? And Faith doesn't really understand that, you know, putting bad into the world and having it come back at her. She doesn't understand the ramifications of her actions, whereas Maria does. Again, different ages, you know, mother and daughter. They've experienced, the way they grew up is entirely different. The way they experienced love while they were growing up, entirely different, and really did shape who they are as characters. And I like how you're seeing both of these journeys come to play for the Owen women, and how it kind of does reflect what's going to happen in practical magic. And that was, you know, something I really did enjoy as far as the story goes. You know, I just think Hoffman's writing style is incredible. It's relatable, it's lyrical. She does an amazing job of telling a story about love and the complexities that come with it, and how reflective it is, and how it can lead to a lot of bad stuff, but a lot of good stuff as well. You know, nothing's just black or white. There's lots of shades of gray in there. And I like that that is touched upon in this novel. And as a practicing, you know, Wiccan, I love how she's just very respectful of, you know, for me it was very realistic, how Wiccans tend to practice the unnamed heart, as it's called here. And I think it's really good. You know, I think it's really wonderful to see it just come to life. So I have to give Magic Lessons 4.5 out of 5 stars. I loved it, ultimately. I did. I think it was a compelling story. I thought it was well done. I thought it was amazing, honestly. And I'm so excited. I can't wait to read the Rules of Magic next, and then Practical Magic, and then the Book of Magic. I'm just very excited. So on that note, I hope you all will check out this book, Magic Lessons by Magic Hoffman. By Alice Hoffman. Although, you know what, she's pretty magical in her writing. Magic Lessons by Alice Hoffman, prequel to Practical Magic. Please remember to purchase the book from your local bookseller or online book retailer. I will include links to bookshop.org and Barnes & Noble if there's not one nearest to you. Bookshop.org will give you a list of independently owned bookstores nearest to you, where a percentage of the sale will go to that bookstore. And if there's not a Barnes & Noble nearest to you, purchase on BarnesandNoble.com. If money's tight, your local library, so you can get it for free. Borrow it, return it, leave a review, all over the place. And that's a great way to support the author as well. Just creating buzz about it. And on that note, I hope you all will continue to support me by liking this video, subscribing to my channel, and sharing it with all your book-loving friends. Hope you all have a great rest of your day, and as always, happy reading.